Personally, I'm okay with study hall, but Brianna, who wrote the article, is against study halls. What do you guys think?
I'm personally for it. I feel like honors kids need the study hall to finish their work. It's not possible doing 6 hours of homework at home.
What do you think?
I'm mostly against it, but I can see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I'm for study hall because I think it's a time to organize and plan your stuff, even if you can't do all your homework in 20 minutes.
Well, I think that not just honor kids, but all kids, tend to have a lot of homework, and it does help. However, some people do just sleep in study hall or play Candy Crush or something. So Brianna suggested ways that we can maximize our time, like having more time during passing periods, or maybe having like a homeroom. What do you guys think?
I think if we have a homeroom, it would give you more time to work on your homework, but I also understand that 10 minutes of a homeroom isn't enough time to do your homework, especially if you're an honors kid.
I feel like homeroom is just like a study hall.
Mm-hmm.
Except less time.
Yeah.
More time to sleep if you don't have any homework.
So are you for the homeroom or against the homeroom?
I'm against it. I feel like study hall is just the same thing, but with a different name.
Now, if it were possible and we had a big enough lunchroom, would you wish that lunch was a whole period and just eliminate study hall?
I think everyone would love to eat for a longer period of time.
But what about the kids that don't have a lunch? Then, why would it matter to them?
I guess it wouldn't really matter to them if you have to give up lunch to take a government class or something like that. What about you, Geraldine?
I feel like even with a homeroom, there are always going to be students who still be sleeping and on their phones and everything. So I think we should just keep study hall, and remove the homeroom and everything. Yeah.
So what if we had a homeroom during those 10 minutes and then we heard the announcements there, and instead of having the announcements cutting into our chemistry lab or our math test, something like that? Would you like that?
But if we hear that some people don't have a study hall, so they wouldn't hear the announcements. So.
But everybody would have a homeroom, so everybody
no
would
matter
hear
what.
them in the morning.
And Brianna suggested like a 10-minute grace period in case you're late. Well, you don't actually miss any class.
But you're still
Tardy.
tardy.
But at least you don't miss any
miss the
important information.
Yeah.
So, she says, if you were to walk into my study hall on any given day, you'd see the normal group of students playing Uno, doodling, waiting for the bell to ring. What are the kind of things that you see people doing in your study hall? Because people in my study hall are usually not actually doing homework.
I don't have one.
I personally
You don't have one?
No.
I just see people sleeping on their phones. Sometimes just looking around.
Staring at the ceiling. How many cracks are there?
Yeah, same in my study hall too. People talking from one end of the room to another on their phones, same thing. And even eating.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Eating's not actually allowed in my study hall, I don't think. So, would you wish that the passing periods were longer? Because I know you mentioned that it takes a long time to get to one of your classes.
Yeah, I have to go from gym all the way to chemistry, which is on the exact opposite sides of the building. So I think that it would be better if I had more time so that I'm not wiped out when I get to my next class.
So maybe 7 minutes instead of 5, something like that.
Yeah.
Do you have a hard time to get into your classes?
I personally get to my classes early. I learned how to, when I came to Argo, it was very difficult, but then when you get used to the system and everything, I think 5 minutes is enough time to go switch to your classrooms, unless you have to stop by your locker, which you don't have to do often, I think.
No, I only stop by my locker when I'm going to lunch because I have lunch study.
Yeah.
So that way I don't have to worry about the classes being missed.
I agree. I feel like if you get used to the 5 minutes, it should be enough time.
Yeah. Run, switch binders, move on.
Yeah.
I'm sure everybody has an opinion about this, so tweet us what you think about study halls at Argo Maroon.